What's up, people? Jay here. Just got done watching tonight's episode of SmackDown and also Talking Smack. I'll be discussing the good, the bad, and the ugly of everything that I saw tonight. And yeah, there is a bit of ugly to discuss. With that being said, let's go ahead and kick things off with Dean Ambrose. You can take a wild guess as to which category he falls into. It shouldn't be a surprise at this point when I say that Dean Ambrose was at the top of my shit list. Just can't stand looking at the guy. I think he has a very terrible character with barely any direction. But when we got to Backlash and that match that he had with AJ Styles, even in a losing effort, I saw a little bit of hope in Dean Ambrose moving forward. Going to the next episode of SmackDown, I saw even more hope when they incorporated what Stone Cold had to say about him on the podcast into the storyline on SmackDown. And they had John Cena as the mouthpiece out there to tell Dean Ambrose how much he fucking sucks. So with all of that happening, I'm like, well, they have to change this guy's character now. There's absolutely no way to avoid it. They brought it into the storyline. So that means that they are aware of the sorry state of Dean Ambrose's character. And this is them telling the audience, we're going to do something about it. We understand it, we acknowledge it, and we're going to move forward on a different note. Judging by this episode of SmackDown tonight, I still do not give one single solitary fuck about Dean Ambrose. Sure, he beat John Cena. He's moving on to a WWE Championship match next week. But as I said on PWF Empire Live weeks ago, I do not care how many people Dean Ambrose beats. He could beat everybody on the fucking WWE roster. If his character is still fundamentally flawed, that is the issue. And that's still a problem for me. And I didn't get any kind of sense of urgency from Dean Ambrose in the match with John Cena or anything at all. I didn't see him, or, not even talking about what I saw. Shit, let's talk about the commentary. I don't think that there was one point where they actually picked up off of, and this plays into his actions because they're supposed to narrate what's going on. They're supposed to provide color and analysis to what's going on. There was not one point in that match where they went, oh yeah, you can really tell Dean Ambrose, he has an extra bit of fire and aggression based off of what John Cena said on the show last week about him. I didn't get that. And if it did happen, maybe I missed it. It was still not apparent to me as a viewer where I could clearly see, okay, Dean Ambrose, he heard John Cena's words and he's putting that to action. He's pissed off. He's getting a bit aggressive on John Cena. He's going to show John Cena that he's not lazy. He's going to show John Cena that he doesn't suck. He's going to step it up because this is the perfect opportunity to do so in the ring versus John Cena. And sure enough, he beat him at the end with, what was it, a roll up? So it wasn't really like a decisive victory in that. And the follow-up to the hope that I saw with Dean Ambrose last week, it wasn't here. It was not on the show at all. So him going forward with a WWE Championship match, I don't care. I really don't care at this point. Fast forward to him being on Talking Smack later on in the night, and he delivered a promo on that show talking about how he's better than John Cena, better than AJ Styles, and how he is the guy that WWE goes to when they need somebody to main event. And he's just the stable guy, and he's talking about, I've been running this company for years. I've been in main events 300 nights in a row and yada, yada, yada. And he's going on and on, basically saying that in the machine that is WWE, there are some parts that are expendable. Shit, a few screws can fall out and things will keep on moving. Dean Ambrose, according to him, in the machine of WWE, if the Ambrose screw comes loose, the whole machine falls apart. And I was listening to that promo in real time, and I was like, oh, that's good. And Daniel Bryan, he almost got me at the end because he was smiling and pointing to him like, yep, that's our guy. That's our guy. And I was like, wait a minute. If Daniel Bryan endorses him, I should give this guy a second look. I did give him a second look, and that was a fucking bad thing for him because I was sitting there and I was trying to piece together everything Dean Ambrose was saying. Okay, Dean Ambrose He is Mr. Stability. He's been the rock that's been holding WWE down. Lowercase rock, not uppercase. He's been Mr. Stability, Mr. Reliable. Anytime they need somebody to fill a slot, Dean Ambrose is right there. Mr. Consistency, Mr. Reliability, Mr. Stability, Mr. Lunatic Fringe. What? So you're the reliable lunatic, the stable lunatic. What the fuck does that mean? It's one of those unfortunate situations where he broke the mold of his character and he's trying to incorporate the real life situation where, yeah, he's being thrown in main events and things like that, but he's going to attach that to his character and go out there and tell that story. But it does not ring true to who he is in WWE, or at the very least who he's supposed to be. And that goes more into the fact that Dean Ambrose's character as the Lunatic Fringe is fundamentally flawed. And I can't get behind the guy. So I'm supposed to believe on one hand, you're the lunatic. And on the other hand, you're the guy that's always there. You're Mr. Reliable. I can't do anything with that. I can't at all. Let's move on to other goings on over on the Blue brand. We got the night kicked off on SmackDown with a women's championship contract signing between Alexa Bliss and the champion Becky Lynch. I said last week in my video that Alexa Bliss effectively laid out the entire structure of what this storyline between her and Becky Lynch should be moving forward. WWE, they picked up off of part of it, and I understand the objective of that segment. So understanding the objective of that segment, I'll give them a pass, because the objective of that segment was to solidify who Becky Lynch is in WWE, push her as this like blue collar babyface, where she's a scrappy, she's a scrappy champion where she may not have envisioned herself there, or she wasn't destined for greatness. And she said it herself on the show. Let me go ahead and go to her quote. I was not born to be a champion. I fought to be a champion. That was a great line. So the objective of that segment was to solidify who Becky Lynch was. The only problem with that is that I felt like Alexa Bliss only existed as foil for Becky Lynch. I didn't feel like she was her own person there. She was not fully fleshed out. And that's something important that you have to do going forward. I want to know who the hero is, but I also want to know who the villain is. And Alexa Bliss, she only threw things out there for Becky Lynch to play off of. For example, when Alexa Bliss was out there talking about how she has been fighting for championships ever since she was a child, she didn't expand on that in the way that she did on Talking Smack last week. She just said that so that Becky Lynch could have something to respond to. And I want to find out who Alexa Bliss is as well, because she has a great story that I think the entire scene would benefit from us hearing. So for the objective of solidifying who Becky Lynch is, you definitely succeeded in that regard, because me sitting there watching Becky Lynch, she is so goddamn endearing with little effort. It's just who she is naturally. It just flows. Even that promo that she gave after she won the women's championship at Backlash, Becky Balboa, and just the way that she talks, and it's not forced at all. I just like seeing her, and I want her to succeed. She's so damn endearing, and she's great. So that was wonderful for what you wanted to accomplish. I just wish that the bar was set a little higher. Like, give Alexa Bliss a little bit of shine too. And I'm not going to say throw shade. I have to acknowledge the fact that also when it came to that segment, it kind of fell a little bit, because I know Alexa Bliss is still a developing talent. As far as I'm concerned, she was not quite ready for the main roster. She was still doing some work and developing herself down in NXT, and I can see a bit of that developmental talent in that segment. But, I mean, you got to throw people out there and sink or swim, and whatever happens, you learn and you improve moving forward. So I'm not saying it was like a total failure on her part. It's just that I could still see her out there working to move up to like a fully fleshed out, 100% ready main roster character. And I'm willing to give her that time to do that. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. What do we have next for SmackDown? I believe it was the number one contenders match for the tag team championships. The Usos versus American Alpha. I fucking love this match. I really did. This was top-notch storytelling in this match. That one moment where, because Chad Gable, he's still battling that knee injury, that one moment where Jason Jordan is in the ring and he's trying to go for the tag and he's there and you can see that frustration on his face, that like confusion. What the hell do I do in this moment? Do I go and tag Chad Gable, who's begging for the tag? He's telling me that he's ready to get in the ring. He's ready, willing, and able to get in the ring, but I just don't know. So I'm thinking about my partner. I'm thinking about winning this match. I'm thinking about the success of this tag team. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I just got to bite the bullet, stay in the ring for a little bit longer, and he did that, and they ended up losing. Like I said, top-notch storytelling, great stuff with American Alpha. They found a way to look at those guys and say that they are a top-tier tag team, but let's not give them too much too early. Let's send them on a journey. And I've criticized WWE for not doing that over on Monday Night Raw with Bayley, but they found a way to do that with a very popular, very talented tag team in American Alpha, not giving them too much and allowing the fans to see them develop, to go through challenges and things like that, struggle for a little bit. And they're doing a great job there. And they're also doing a damn good job when it comes to the Usos. The attitude, the attire, the swag, putting everything together. Everything is running in tandem with the Usos, and they are a damn entertaining act. I really like seeing them go to work in the ring, and also can't forget about that segment backstage where they're talking to Rhino and Heath Slater, where they confront them right after the Usos match ended. And then I forget which Uso it was, Jimmy or Jay, but whoever it was, I salute you, man. He talked about the 26 raggedy ass kids that Heath Slater had and how they all should crawl back into the mud hole that they came from. That was literally an LOL moment, a laugh out loud moment. That was that was funny as hell. So the Usos, just this heel turn, it has breathed new life into this team, and I'm really liking everything that I'm seeing for the Usos. And I anticipate the next time that they get on TV, like, what are they going to do here? How are they going to, further building their characters? And so far, so damn good. What do we have up next? Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin. Apollo Crews loses another one here. I want to see what's next for this guy. And they talked about it briefly because they didn't have much room to talk about Apollo Crews, but it was enough to give us a bit of foreshadowing, because this was primarily Baron Corbin's story and also Jack Swagger's story. And by the way, Baron Corbin, I fucking love that gimmick, and he's doing a good job within that gimmick. When it comes to Apollo Crews, they talked about him losing his smile for a little bit, and I look forward to what's happening next with this guy. Hopefully they actually tell a story, because all he's been known as is the smiling guy. So the fact that they acknowledge that he wasn't really smiling tonight, that's got to mean something. And there's not much to go off of right now, but we'll see moving forward. Naomi and Nikki Bella, they cut up promos backstage during an interview. I loved Naomi's promo. I liked Nikki's. The reason why I really love Naomi's promo is because it was character development. And I always scream about character development every friggin' week, because this should be a continuing process. It should never end. We should always be reminded, or at the very least, like, it should be established who these people are, and then we're reminded by their actions, by their words. And Naomi, she explained to us exactly what the glow was. She's telling everybody to feel the glow. People are looking and they're like, what the hell are all these lights about, this glow in the dark mess? And she talked about how the glow all of the colors that we see. That was a manifestation of confidence and being yourself and battling against adversity and hate. And that was great stuff. I really enjoyed that. On the other side of Nikki Bella, you're my homegirl, but what I need from Nikki Bella going forward, tone down a bit of the cutesiness, and I need you to amp up the aggression, because she said herself that every single match she competes in from this point on, she's basically on borrowed time. The next time she steps into the ring could very well be her last time. And for someone like Carmella to put a target on her back and want to injure her every single time, not only is she blocking you from achieving goals like winning the women's championship, she's trying to end your fucking career. So it's cute to call her the bootleg Bella and stuff like this, but I need to see you pissed off at homegirl, because it's not about like taking pot shots. You got to be ready to whoop some ass, and you got to be on your stuff too. Why do you continue to let this girl get the jump on you? She's attacked you like 50 motherfucking times. How many times is it going to take for you to finally realize, you know what, I got to have my head on a swivel? Maybe it's the injury. You know, the neck injury. She can't have her head on a swivel because her fucking neck. Carmella, I see you. You thought about that. You knew she can't have her head on a swivel because her neck is still kind of fucked up. So props to you, Carmella. And that's where the props stop, though, because you on Talking Smack tonight, sorry, girl. What did Randy Savage... did I say Randy Savage? Randy Jackson from American Out. What is the fuck is up? I guess it's appropriate that I'm making all of these pro wrestling slips. I just said Randy Savage instead of Randy Jackson, and then I almost said American Alpha instead of American Idol. But shit, I mean, I'm here talking about pro wrestling, so I hope that it's forgiven. But it's got to be a no for me, dog. Sorry, it was a little pitchy. Like, Carmella, tonight on the show on Talking Smack, I was talking about previously, Danny Bryan was throwing curveballs at people. Shit, he wasn't even throwing a curveball at you. That was T-ball. He set the ball up right there. Like, okay, girl, you're struggling a little bit, so I'm just going to sit this right here, just hitting it. She's like, doesn't know what the fuck to do at the plate, going insane. She just kept repeating herself over and over again, slipping into those talking points, and yeah, this was not a good outing for her at all. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. This was a damn good match. The Miz, in my eyes, can do no wrong at all. He continues to knock it out of the park with everything that he does with his character, and Dolph Ziggler, this delusional jobber that he is. It's so funny watching him, and I get so much enjoyment out of him just being the loser that he is, because he goes out there and he cuts these sports movie halftime promos, and it never fucking materializes into anything. He just continues to lose, and it may seem like an asshole. Like, if there was emotional investment in anything that was going on, it'd be like an asshole move for me to be like laughing at him at how much he loses, but there's no emotional investment in there. Or I guess there is emotion, like shit, I'm laughing. That counts for something. It makes me happy to see Dolph Ziggler struggle with the fact that he is mediocre and he exists in a lackluster reality. That makes me happy. So I can't see how that could be anything other than that. So, yeah, but Miz, he's doing a damn good job, and I love to see that guy on TV. It's a wonder. Speaking of wonders, I wonder what the hell is going on with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, or should I say I wondered. I don't wonder anymore because I do not care. I don't. Bray Wyatt, he had a nice line when he said something about, what did he say? Unholy matrimony. I was like, oh, that's nice. All of this other bullshit, I don't care at all. So, yeah, that previously I had nothing to say about Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, and now I have something to say. I don't care. So, yeah, there were a few rough patches on SmackDown tonight, but once again, I feel full. I feel satiated after watching this show, and there's at least a bit of interest in everything that's going on. Like, not much in Dean Ambrose, but shit, he's going to be in the ring with AJ Styles next week, so that counts for something. Not a perfect show, but definitely solid, and I feel like I got something out of this show. Like, the worst thing could be me not feeling any kind of investment in any of these characters and just going through the motions, but I'm not feeling that at all. It's definitely not a perfect show, but it's a solid show, and I can, at the very least, see that they're putting in effort in telling stories and moving forward. And yeah, good outing for SmackDown. We have, No Mercy coming up soon. We'll see how all of that stuff develops. I'll catch you guys on PWF Empire Live tomorrow, Wednesday night on pwfempire.com. And until then, peace out.